protests continue against the Citizenship Amendment Act in Bengaluru. A group of protesters staged a silent protest against the CAA at Freedom Park. Several other areas as well. The protests have already erupted. People are taking out in the streets. They're going ahead holding march, and they are also gathering at several areas. Now, another protest is underway at Bannerghatta Road as well, where Muslim communities leaders are protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Protesters demand centre to revoke the controversial act. Protests also planned at Palace Road, HMT Road, Hosur Road and Town Hall as well. There you see at RT Nagar, several people have started to arrive at the Eidgah Maidan. On the other hand, Bannerghatta Road as well, people will be taking to the streets and protesting. Shops remain shut. And at Freedom Park, there's a satyagraha which is going on, an indefinite strike, which the people, the activists, the leaders from different organizations are taking up. Well, for more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Amruta, joining us live from Freedom Park. Well, Amruta, what is the situation like? What are their demands and what do they have to say with respect to the CAA, NPR and NRC?
Yes, so right now we are at Freedom Park over here, where a peaceful protest is underway. There are a few people who have come down here, taken time out of their busy lives to stage a satyagraha. They are on a hunger strike here to protest against the Citizenship Amendment Act, the National Register of Citizens, as well as the NPR. Now, as you can see behind me, there are a few people who have gathered. They are mostly wearing white. They are in this dress code to give their, message that they are staging a peaceful protest over here. They're also writing a few postcards which will be sent to the Supreme Court as well. As we can see there, they are writing that they do not want CAA, NRC and NPR to be implemented in the country, and that's why they are writing to the Supreme Court. There are around thousands of these postcards being written, and they will be sent to the Supreme Court. So let us go ahead and speak to some of these protesters over here who are engaged since morning in this hunger strike. So first off, we have Ms. Kavita Reddy with us. Ma'am, can you first tell us what you are planning to do the entire day and how is this protest going to span out?
First of all, this is a very peaceful protest. This is the Gandhian way of expressing our anger in a way on what is happening in the country. As you all know, we have a unconstitutional CAA which has come in place, and over and above that there is a NPR and a NRC which is trying to get implemented through the central government. So this is a hunger strike. We are here from 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 in the evening, and we have people from all walks of life. We have students coming and singing. We have people coming and making writing postcards. So everybody who's coming here are expressing their anguish, and also writing a postcard which will be sent to the Supreme Court Registrar's office. So we are writing the addresses and keeping, so that everybody who comes expresses themselves, their opinion about it, and this will be posted eventually. And today in Bangalore we have about 6 protests happening. So there is a large amount of distress in terms of what is happening in the country. The way the government is dividing the nation based on religion, I think that is not acceptable at all. Jinnah has done it once and he created Pakistan. Why do you want to do it again? I mean, what is the need for it? People who have lived here are Indians by birth, and these are people who have made the choice to be Indians all the time. So let's stop dividing this nation on the basis of religion. And also the most important aspect is that the government is talking in multiple voices. You have Amit Shah saying something, Ravi Shankar Prasad saying something, Anant Kumar Hegde saying something, Somshekhar Reddy saying something, Yediyurappa saying something, Modi saying something. See, there is no, either they're trying to sort of confuse everybody or trying to take away the attention, but the fact of the matter is they are not giving any kind of convincing replies to why the CAA was brought in place, because there was no need to bring in an act like this. We already have an existing act. Nobody is telling that don't give people coming from Pakistan or Afghanistan or Bangladesh Hindus citizenship. We are not saying that. We are saying you can give, but don't give it based of religion. Do not bring the religious angle into the constitution, because our constitution itself is secular, and nowhere in the constitution it says that citizenship will be based on religion. Our biggest worry is that if you are diluting the constitution today, tomorrow it can impact. As a woman, I know that BJP are anti-women, so it can impact women also. Tomorrow they can take away my citizenship rights too. So the fear is that they have never done anything in a consistent basis. We had Prime Minister Modi, who got a very good mandate. He spoke about Achhe Din, he spoke about 2 crore jobs, he spoke about 10% GDP, all that. But nothing is happening. So how do you expect us to believe a government, which is not stood by its own words? They have only got votes, showing Pakistan. For God's sake, the Prime Minister was in our state, and all he spoke about was Pakistan, for God's sake. What are we trying to do? We want you to speak about India. You are an Indian Prime Minister. You speak about India. You don't have to speak about Pakistan. We care a damn about Pakistan. Pakistan is not a nation we should compare ourselves with. We have to compare with US, UK, China. No, Pakistan is not our comparison. Neither the Muslims of this country are bothered if you speak about Pakistan. They care a damn about that country too. If they had cared, they would have been there. So as simple as that. I think somewhere the government is making mistakes after mistakes, or it is well planned. So they want to make it as a Hindu Rashtra, so they'll go all out and do anything. Honestly, if they have majority in the parliament, we have majority on the streets. That's a message to the government of this country.
So Suraj, as you saw, that was Miss Kavita Reddy there. We also have several other people over here. There's Miss Nayana with us. So let us speak to her and ask her about what the BJP is countering these protests, saying that these protests are being misled, that people do not know what exactly is CAA, NRC and NPR. So what do you have to say about that?
I don't think that's completely true at all. I think we need to go by the statements of what I think the Home Minister has made yesterday. I think he clearly understands that the citizens of this country understand what is CAA, what is NPR and NRC, and which is why he reacted by saying that we are not going to, that is the central government is not going to move even an inch, no matter how much people protest, whoever protests. That is what the Home Minister went on to say. And two, if you see the Prime Minister who was here in Bengaluru itself, what was his reaction? His reaction was also the fact that he was talking about Pakistan, and he was talking about that is what we should be raising slogans against, and that's what our concern should be, and not about NRC or NPR or CAA. So which means the Prime Minister and the Home Minister definitely understand that the people of this country have understood why is it that they're trying to impose CAA and NPR and NRC. So they're trying to divert the minds of the people. And third, go by what the MLA said yesterday, Somsekhar Reddy here in Ballari, in Karnataka itself. He went on to threaten. So which means, even a average citizen understands what the CAA, NRC and NPR is. They are worried. Because it's not just about religion. I think it is also about, being anti-poor. I think many people are wondering why is it anti-poor. That is because it is anti-poor because people will really scrounge to get their documents out. When you have to get your documents, because they're going to start the process of NPR in April, followed by the NRC and the CAA. What is going to happen with all of that? People will have to, we've already seen this in Assam. We've seen the kind of, sufferings that people went through, a common man went through. That is going to happen all over the country. We don't have the kind of resources because the country is under, economic distress. There is unemployment, like the rate of unemployment is really high. The farmers are in distress. So with all this scenario, BJP trying to impose this kind of costs on a common man, who is going to bear it? Does the central government even have funds to deploy to every state to bear such expenses? That is one. And two, whether the common man, like for example, like say for I don't have one of the documents, then what is it I am going to do? Am I going to run pillar to post to do this? How much of my energy is going to get expended to do this? So these are concerns, and I think they completely understand this has no political motive. And if you see, nobody, look at the kind of people who are sitting here. There's every kind of citizen who is here, be it a student, be it a housewife, be it somebody from the civil society, be it a professional. Everyone is here, which means what? Every person in this country understands why the CAA or the NPR or the NRC is being imposed. It is absolutely vote bank politics. It is nothing at all.
And also, you belong to the Congress party as well. So, BJP has been continuously saying that it is the opposition, the Congress party, who are involved in, misleading the people, and they're trying to steer them away from what is the truth. According to the BJP, the truth is that the NRC is not going to be implemented across the country, and it's only in Assam. So, what would you like to say about in defense of political parties taking part in these protests?
One, I'm a citizen of the country first. Two, I am a lawyer by profession. I've graduated from National Law School and I've done my master's. So, two is I understand the legalities of the entire thing. So I worked as a lawyer prior to joining the Congress party. Yes, of course, I am with the Congress party. Other than that, like I said, I'm a citizen, I'm a lawyer, then I'm with the Congress party. So I play all the roles. So even though I am with the Congress party, I've come here as an individual. We are protesting under the banner of We the People of India. This was the same banner under which we protested at Town Hall on December 15th. In continuation of that, we are doing the Satyagraha. In fact, many of us are fasting today, and so we have various roles. We play various roles. So other than the identity that I am a congressman, I am a very, very proud congressperson. But other than that, I've already told you all that the other roles that I play too. I've come here as a conscious citizen. We do not have a Congress flag here or Congress banner here. So, we are all individuals, civil societies, and like I said, student organizations, all of us are here. So this is not under any Congress banner at all. So that sort of propaganda that the BJP is doing, they're trying to run down this protest. Let BJP understand. I would like to say through your channel, let them please understand that this is not any political party's propaganda. This is an individual citizen of the country, students, housewives, common person, lawyers, professionals, farmers, everybody is here out on the street protesting against y'all.
Okay, also, so let us speak to another protester over here who is with us. Ma'am, can you tell us, since several pro-CAA rallies are being conducted and BJP has been taking part in most of them, so what do you have to say about them and the people participating in those rallies?
See, first of all, those rallies, I fail to understand. If they believe in what they have rolled out, why would you want to have rallies? Are they trying to convince the common man? The common man has already understood. There are loopholes in the entire policy. If they understand the entire country is coming out on the street, so all they need to do is come out in black and white what the policies are, who all are going to get benefited, what are the how to roll about. This is coming out as another one night stand. What they did was the demonetization. Okay, so now what they need to do is, why are you creating confusion? There are people getting, there's a vandalization happening, people are being killed. So it's high time the Supreme Court of India wakes up now. It's high time the entire forces in the country understands that the BJP, this is a politics they are playing, a very dirty politics at the cost of whom? At the cost of a common citizen of this country. I am a defense personnel, I'm an ex-Air Force officer myself, and we always believed in having an enemy outside the country. Why are we antagonizing our own normal citizen and creating enemies within? You are killing people. In UP, what is happening? The industries are dying. Tourism industry, this is the peak season for the tourism. Like we read yesterday, Republic Day, that they do not have Kerala representation. They do not. And entire UP, Taj is the city which earns the maximum revenue from for the country from tourism. Why Section 144 is imposed in Agra? So the entire situation. And more importantly, in last 70 years, the country had come to a level where we were trying to, beat with China, and we are going in a regressive manner. So for what? This is not going to be a Hindu Rashtra. I mean, I am a proud Hindu, but then in the armed forces, we have Sarvadharma. You go to any army unit or air force unit, you will find temple, you will find Hindu temple, you will find Gurdwara, you will find church, you will find mosque. You go to Siachen, Leh, any of these high thing, the heroes created by the virtue of the work they have done, not by the virtue of the religion that you're carrying. So this is not the way that the country has to run. Have more empathy towards the people who are dying, who are protesting, and students have come. Come on, have some mercy on those innocent students. So the statements that they are making, and as rightly put up by other protesters also, why are you comparing us with Pakistan? Pakistan is a pea-sized country in comparison to us. They don't stand anywhere to us. Look where we were. We had Kalpana Chawla. We are one of the developing countries which has lady officers in the armed forces. In 1992, I am commissioned from 1997. So we went to such a level where the women were empowered. These systems that NRC and NPR they're bringing, 50% of the women from the lowest rate of the society, will they be able to get these documents? No, they don't even have identity. They live under the shadow of the identity of their husbands or father or brother. So how do you prove them? I myself as an ex-Fauji, I do not have a surname. So how do you ascertain? I don't have papers. So this is very important, that you cannot just give a one diktat and expect the entire country to follow. So everybody is coming, and we are not political. I am absolutely a defense person, and as I said, everybody is from all walks of life. People have come together. Do not create a system in the society where people have not come out on the streets. So it is an indication. Do not bring the and most importantly, if you see any of these CA pro support that they're coming, they do not even have the flag of India. They carry BJP flag. They carry saffron flags. So what are we trying to indicate? Now, New York Times is talking about, Washington Times has talked about, so the international media is talking about, and we are definitely not Hindu Rashtra. Malaysia Prime Minister ridiculed us. Yeah.
So also here we have another gentleman who is going to speak about the CAA and NRC. Sir, can you tell us what the BJP's defense so far has been, that there are no detention centers set up, that NRC is not going to be implemented across the country, it's only in Assam. But what do you have to say about it?
See, so India is built on the Ahimsa Dharma of Gandhiji. So Kuempu's, Vishwamanava Sandesha. So Buddha's Shanti, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's Constitution, and sacrifices of Bhagat Singh and many other leaders. So India it's a bricks of all these foundations. So the BJP is just trying to break this foundation and divide them in, discriminatory matter based on a religion and language. But as the constitutional rightly said, the true secularism, so it is constitution said very clearly that India is not formed based on any religion, caste and language. But this government has brought in the discriminatory law or the act, CAA, and they're planning to do that NPR, so we're against that. So we believe in equality. So how,
Do you think NRC will be implemented across the country?
Definitely we will not allow the government to do this, because the government, see, there are thousands of issues. There are many issues where the government can focus on. So I'll just give a simple example. 1,600 crore government has spent to do an NRC in Assam, in a single state. So this is just the government money. So apart from this, the many citizens, 3 crore citizens have spent more than 30,000 crore. So 30,000 crore for doing this act, correcting the documentation also. So if we assume that the same thing implemented across the country, so we require minimum 70,000 crore by the government and more than 3.5 to 4 lakh crore, so which is a huge money, so which is about 15 to 20% of our GDP. If the 30% or 20% of the GDP is utilized for constructing a best institutes like IITs, IIMs for poor people to give a good education, so construct IIMs, AIMS, so best hospitals across the country for the poor people and privileged and deprived people. So those are all the things the government has to focus on. But instead of this, the government is working on a silly thing to cover up their failures of their mistakes. So they are trying. See, I condemn the act, what they have done. So as my friend, she has said, so they impose 144, what right they have? So they have beaten up the students. So it is, we are under a free, like how you have a freedom of speech, right? So like I have my expression, I have my freedom to express my anger against the policy the government has brought in. But the government is trying to diminish this, and we will never let this go down. The lakhs of crores of people across the country, irrespective of the religion and the language, have come over to the street and protesting on the street to go against this. I'm a Hindu. Okay, my name is Raghu Doderi, a master's from BITS Pilani, and worked as work abroad in US and other countries, and a software architect. I've come down over here to protest and show my solidarity to my other brothers, so who are discriminated and said, you are out of this country, we will never let this happen in our country, this is our country. Our brothers and sisters who may belong to any religion, any language, any place, we will always protect them, we will always be with them. So this is our message.
So Suraj, those were some of the protesters who just spoke to us about their concerns regarding CAA, NRC and NPR. So when it comes to the BJP as well, they have tried to give their arguments against these protests, and also Modi's and Amit Shah's statements regarding this has been quite contrasting, to say the least, because once Prime Minister Modi said that detention centers have not been set up, but we have one right here in Bengaluru city as well. So like these, there are many other points that these protesters want to bring to the fore. So this is what is happening right now, and more such protests are taking place across the city at different places.